Okay, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Mason Martin. I've displayed the Star Wars build earlier, and here are 6 vehicles of my own creation and a helicopter in the far back.
Very cool. Starting with the first tank, so can you tell us what is that tank?
The Udes 1516, it is a Swedish MBT, a test bed tank. There were 3 built, sorry. It was supposed to be derived off of a variant of the S-type tank.
Nice. How did you make that very cool feeling of it going like in all these directions?
I have a few different designs for each slope. The front glasses plate uses a bunch of tinier hinges and no ball joints in this one. Made it easier. The turret has a mixture of snot and some more hinges in there.
Very cool. Now moving on to the next block. Can you tell us what is it?
This is the Manticore. It is a originally British design as a reconnaissance and scout vehicle. The British decided it wasn't fit, so one of the designers, an Italian man, stole the blueprints and made it for himself.
Interesting. So how was the building process of this one? This one kind of compact and stuff like that.
This one was a bit harder. It's actually a remaster of a vehicle I've made in the past. I fixed up on the front mainly, and trying to redo the turret, trying to get it to rotate in that smaller area was, I think, the biggest challenge.
And for this one looks the most interesting out of all of these. Can you tell us what is this? What are we looking at?
This is the ST2, yet again another test vehicle. 2 were ever made. One of them was just a wooden prototype. They decided during the Cold War, why not add 2 guns to this one? Besides that, it's based off of the IS-4, another heavy tank that was produced in the Soviet Union. For this, once I finished the build, I decided to give it a mine clearing kit just to fill up the front, give it some balance to the whole build in general.
Very cool. I see 2 turrets. Was it hard to make them? And like this front part in general, like I see lots of stuff right here.
The front, once I got the upper front plate on and what I was happy with that, I made a ramming spikes and the winch up in the front as its own unit and stuck it on. The barrels, the gun mantle was a bit of a challenge, trying to get it to balance and have the strength to support 2 guns. Once I got them spaced apart how I wanted, I was happy with it, and it's done.
Yeah, very cool. Moving on, I see this tank kind of looks like a mouse. So tell us what's happening here.
Yes, the antennas do look a bit like a rodent. This one, another test tank, only ever derived in blueprints. So this one was a challenge to make because I only was working off of the blueprints that were provided. This one has a 4-track system on the bottom. I can prop it up if need be.
Very cool. I see the turret is a little bit more thicker than the others. Can you tell us why is that?
This one is a turretless build, oftenly known as a TD. It has this system because it has to support the 203mm cannon, one of the largest ever mounted on a treaded vehicle.
Wow, very cool. Moving on, we have this modern tank. Can you tell us what is this?
And that is the T-90A. They are in production now in Russia. This one is probably the longest time I've taken on a build and the most detailed tank or vehicle I've made up to now. This one is the first vehicle I have stuck lights in, which look very nice considering this tank, the T-90A, is often known for its 2 infrared lamps at the front.
Very cool. Moving on to this very interesting design for the tank. What is this?
That is the Charlemagne. It is a French vehicle, MBT, which they decided they needed to be more of a reconnaissance and versatile vehicle. So they chopped the turret in half, gave it a smaller gun, and put a drone rail launcher on half of the vehicle.
Very cool. Are there any play features for that tank? You can show us.
I can take off the drone. The drone wings can fold up, but they will sit in the back of the vehicle as such. And then the turret can rotate nice and smooth. This props down, folds up, and you get it all nice and compacted without hopefully bumping things.
Very nice. Now moving on to the biggest build of all of these, the helicopter. Can you tell us more about it?
Yes. Would you like me to move things out of the way?
Yeah, that would be great.
All right. This is the NH-90, oftenly known as the HKP-14. It is a helicopter produced by Airbus in the year 2001 or 3.
I see there's a very cool interior. Can it open or what's the deal with the interior?
The interior was something I added on as just after I finished the front of the helicopter. I haven't figured out how to make it play accessible. I finished this just before coming here.
Very cool. And I see that are these movable doors over here?
Yes, the sliding doors work sort of like minivan doors. They are a bit fragile, but once they're popped in there, they are flush with the build. Here, I can show you the other side.
It looks very cool. What was the most challenging thing to do with this helicopter?
Well, I started with the nose because I figured if I'm going to be making a helicopter, I have to get the nose first so I have something good to work off. Once I got that done, I moved on through the rest of the build and I got to the tail, which took me the longest amount of time. I probably sat maybe 2 days worth of time sitting, changing things, planning things out. Once I finally got something I was happy with, I finally got to the top of the build and got the blades on.
Okay, out of all of these takes, which one do you think you could have improved the most if you had more time?
If I had more time, probably the helicopter. I crammed this out in a week and a half just before coming here, as I said, and there's a lot more I would want to do with it.
Very cool. Thank you very much for your time.
Yes, thank you.